Hello, beautiful embers. Welcome to the beautiful month of February. I don't know about you, but January was not my month. I just feel like I was constantly trying to catch up with energies left over from 2020 and tying off those loose ends, making sure I was minding all my P's and Q's, and just got sucked into my own personal work. This video is your Zodiac reading. So for February's Zodiac readings, I'm going to be doing an archetype reading. We're going to look at the energies of where you are now, and we're going to look at the energies of where you are going. You're going to have kind of two parts to your reading, and I might even look at kind of the bridge that gets you there. I'm really excited to bring this energy to you and to bring the new words are hard. I'm going to be bringing the new new innovative energies that are very against the grain, and I feel like that's really when the shift starts from 2020 to 2021. In January's reading, we talked about that a little bit, how it kind of carries over. So this is where we're starting in that new energy. It's fresh, it's new, and it's like the slate is blank. Let's see how Spirit paints this canvas for you this month. I can't wait. I'm so excited. So without further ado, here is your Zodiac reading. Like I said in the introduction, we are going to be doing an archetype reading today. So for the reading, we're going to be using the Nature's True Oracle deck by myself and the artist Gustavo Alba for your current energies, and then we're going to be looking into the Work Your Light Oracle cards by Rebecca Campbell and the artwork by Danielle Noel for your future energies. I'll also draw a bridge that takes us there, and it is so beautiful that the channel that I was writing for February 2021 is all about connection to self. The first message that came through is worship yourself. And now for some of you, this is a triggering statement because you have been taught that to worship yourself is selfish. To honor yourself is selfish, and you have gotten those confused with treating yourself as the end-all answer to everything. But there is nothing wrong with nurturing who you are. You should nurture yourself. If you do not, you allow others to take advantage of you. Honor your life path. Otherwise, your story will be stolen from you. Sing and dance. Because whenever you move and shift and you raise your voice from the heart, you create change and positivity. And when you celebrate life, even in the midst of death, you create new life and thus step into your true purpose as a creator, as a caretaker, as a steward of this beautiful planet. Because this worship yourself energy comes from the energies of the full moon in Leo that is kind of echoing through this Mercury retrograde. As you all know, Mercury retrograde is an interesting time astrologically. When old lessons come back up, it tends to be a reversed mirror. Communication doesn't necessarily go the way it's planned because everybody is so internalized that there's so many triggers that come up and challenges and blocks, and they're all kind of just all up in your face to see. It is a moment of truth, and this one is really about where you are setting your boundaries, where you are letting your power slip out of your hands. And this message to worship yourself, to nurture yourself, to honor your life, and to sing and to dance and to celebrate is a blessing, because when you do this, in the midst of challenges, even though you're going through challenges and you're learning lessons, alongside that begins to shift. It starts to curve around, and you begin to receive manifestation. You receive abundance and prosperity. And that is the circle of life. It is a give and a take and a flow, and it's It's not even a give and a take. I feel like that's too simple. It's more of a dance and a song. I've been learning a little bit about Mesoamerican deities, and I found that a lot of the Mesoamerican or early Mesoamerican cultures believed that their deities sang the universe into existence, and whenever they would sing themselves, these beautiful tribal people would sing to themselves with their rituals and everything, they would connect to their deities and to that song of nature and add to it so that it would continually renew itself. It was like adding to the wavelength, adding to the collective, adding to life. And so you're being asked to focus on what song you are adding to the collective. What dance, what rhythm are you adding beneath that song to the beat? Some of us are more about the beat, some of us are more about the melody, some of us are more about the harmony. And so you have to find your note, your sacred note, right? And the circle instantly reminded me of a circle, a sacred circle that you do in ritual or ceremony. It's done in several different religions and spiritual paths, and it's just one of those intrinsic truths that runs through it. You know, it's the circle of the wedding band, it's the circle of protection, it's the circle of magic, it's the circle of peace, it's the, you know, drawing the line in the sand moment. And whenever you step into that sacred circle, I know a lot of us, that's when we feel empowered, that's when we feel in our power and in our own soul in that moment, when you're praying and you're raising energy and you're just communing with deity. You are reminded of your sacredness in all things. And so what I was shown is that the sacred circle isn't supposed to be a place where you're only sacred there and then you act differently outside of the circle. It should be a perfect circle where you act the same outside of the circle as you do inside it, that you remember your sacredness, you remember to nurture yourself, you honor your life, and you raise your voice in song and dance, and you celebrate each moment of life. Each moment is sacred. And that's why this time that we are in is cyclical, and so many lessons are coming back up. We're relearning this is because we're relearning the sacredness of life, and so many of us has forgotten. And so what they showed me is that there's a circle over here of 3D and a circle of spirit, and this is you in the center, and you feel this tear, this imbalance, this pulling apart of these two realms, and it is up to us to combine them into one big circle of 3D spirit and ourselves, right? That's what the triquetra shows. That's what the 3-leaf clover was about. That's what the Trinity and triple goddess imagery, you know, the 3 phases of the moon, all those beautiful things are about, is to remind us of combining these 3, that we are the 3rd pillar of this. And we add to it that we are never alone. Our angels are always here. Spirit guides are always helping us from this side, and our 3D ancestry and some of the world's messages are helping us, even because I believe there are messages that just come to you even in the darkest of times, because the brightest blaze, or the best blaze, will always shine brightest under the worst circumstances. And that's from Howl's Moving Castle that came through. I watched that a few days ago and just really enjoyed it, because we were having some internet problems. We were having to watch some old DVDs, so we were watching that. And what I was just reminded of that is how important the power of love is in that story, and how important and powerful it is for you to love yourself. And just remember that angels are always watching over you. Your back is guarded. And the beautiful part about angels is they work within the realms of free will. So they cannot help you unless you call on them and ask for their assistance. But when you do, it is there. So that's for the channel for 2021 for all the signs. We're getting into the reading now with the cards, and what I wanted to remind everyone of is that if you would like your individual reading, like by your own sign instead of just the collective reading, you can catch your own individual reading by zodiac sign on our Patreon over on patreon.com/wildfire and earth. I will put the link down below so you guys can easily find it and watch your video over there. It's only $5 a month and you get up to 25 videos. I had a slow start in January, but we're caught up for February, and I have an exciting reading planned for the end of February. So before we go into March's readings, we're going to have one more series of 12 videos for the zodiac signs, where we're actually talking about what spiritual gift and downloads you are receiving in 2021 to help you overcome some of these lessons. And looky there, your 3 cards are already there like magic. So on the bottom of the deck, collective, we are being asked to connect to our soul, right? Remember what we were talking about in the channel of honoring ourselves, that we are a part of the collective, a part of the stars, a part of this whole solar system. This is reminding you of your soul star. So to connect to this energy really easily, you can use 963 hertz on binaural beats, or find that tone on a meditation for you to use while you're meditating and trying to connect. This is really helpful to connect to those higher energies for you. And it is a reminder that you are a cosmic being, that all things are coming into alignment for you, and you are a star seed. And for some of you, this will resonate very strongly that you are indeed a star seed. For others of you, what it is saying is that you are a part of this cosmos. And you were just like a seed. You were born into this world, and you have been nurtured, and you have come to this time. And now it is time for you to decide, how are you going to blossom? Because we have the crystal ball coming out here. And so there's a moment I'm seeing of uncertainty coming up soon for us in February. And it's where we're not quite getting to the point of range of vibrations that we want to be, frequency, and perhaps we're getting the messages from spirit, but we're not quite on the mark on that. And I feel that by kind of just feeling like there's this like gray fogginess around me all of a sudden, almost like you're looking in a crystal ball and it's very smoky. That moment of expectancy right before it clears and you see the vision. Okay, because also we have the third eye coming through. Okay, so this is telling me, again, we do have some 68 hertz that you can use binaural beats to help activate your third eye. If you're interested in doing that, there's some great meditations found here on YouTube. And this third eye energy coming through is telling us to see through the uncertainty, see through the smoke. If you're trying to focus on the smoke, the image will not clear. It is whenever you look through the smoke, look past it, that the image begins to come clear. That's when your vision is fulfilled, when you contemplate. That's that look of contemplation, and that dreamy-eyed look of when you're gazing past the ephemeral into potential. Okay, so for some of you, this is really saying connect to divination. So this is a great way to start here on this channel. I do have some other videos where you can watch videos about clairvoyance, clairaudience. Those two are popping up, and it's under the Spiritual Gifts Essential Experience playlist. It's one of my favorites that I've done, and I really enjoyed trying to kind of pick apart how I do what I do and how I connect to my senses, and talking to other friends and mentors of mine who have different gifts, and asking them about some of the other gifts that I don't have, like clairalience and clairsalience and those things. I just said the same thing twice. Clairgustance, there we go. Some people are better at those. Some people are also better at feeling, and whereas I'm better at seeing. So I talked to a lot of different deep empaths that I really trust, and they were giving me some great advice for those videos. So there is some gold in there if you were wanting to work on your third eye and on your own channeling and divination abilities. And so, because this leads you to finding your own truth, okay? That's why the orator's coming here. Now, this is a 23, simplifying down to a 5, okay? And over here we have a 7, 8, and then a 5. So 7 and 8 is saying this is definitely called by spirit. 8 is something that it is kind of in your birthright, like it has come to you from your past lives experience, that this is a gift you can unlock, but it does come with a challenge, okay? It's not a huge challenge. It's not a straight 5. It's more of a finding balance and aligning with that perfect. Remember the illustration here, I'm seeing the 2 becoming 3 here for the 23, 2 becoming 3. Okay, so when you align this physical world with the spiritual world and you find that bridge for you that connects, is whenever your true message comes out, okay? And this is a timely experience for you in that it is led by spirit. You are moving into you're moving into, okay, that's not the right word. They're saying you're moving into your space, but okay, you're moving into your space, your home space, you know, where you feel sacred, okay? And that's when you open your third eye in this world. And remember that you are sacred even in this world, not just whenever you're in the sacred circle. You're starting to walk that walk here, right? This is beautiful how it's all aligning to the channel. Thank you so much, Spirit. You amaze me all the time. And I just want to remember that I see not quite yet. All right, so you are seeing, but not quite yet. You're still focusing a little bit on the smoke. So you're seeing the smoke. You are activating that third eye, but look through it. Look deeper, right? And then remember that sharing is caring. So share what you find. It is for the collective. This is how people get downloads, activations. This is how we share our voice, right? Our song, our stories. This is how we, the people, give back to the collective by sharing our experiences. So share that energy that comes through and those downloads whenever you tap into that third eye and what is behind the smoke, what it is revealing. Because I feel like this is going to be a moment that of a bridge for others, kind of like the type of thing where so many others are about to go through this journey, right, of unlocking their psychic ability and unlocking who they are. And it'll be up to us, the ones that have explored this, to kind of act as guideposts and teachers. So you may be being called to teach this. That's why the orator is coming up. And for some of you, that is scary. It's kind of like with me, I've always been nervous of talking on camera. I don't know why. I think it's because whenever I was little, I was so loud and I was always told to, you know, be quiet, you know, not in church or not here or not at this person's house, or, you know, I had to mind my P's and Q's and act like a normal human whenever I was just a very rambunctious, energetic child. And so for me, in healing that in adult life is finding my voice again. Okay, and so sometimes I still get nervous, I still stutter, and I leave those in my video because they're a part of who I am and they're a part of me. And it really keeps me grounded to remember that I'm still struggling. I'm still working through my own shadow work and peeling back the layers of who I thought I was supposed to be and who the world told me I was supposed to be. But you're being asked to find this bridge to connect to your third eye and to your soul, right? To unite the 3D world and the spirit world. You're being asked to remember what lights you up. For some of us, that's crocheting. For some of us, that's videos, that's doing divination. For some of us, that's magic. For others, that is writing a book or a blog or teaching a class or parenting a child or, you know, doing all those amazing things that make us human. What lights you up? And a good key for this, I am hearing, is because of this turquoise and pink water, I'm seeing, look to what you did when you were a child. Before you had to be designated into how a young man should act, or how a young woman should act, or how we act in this family type of situation. How did you act? What did you enjoy doing? It might take some digging because it is buried deep within your subconscious. So it might take some digging to remember those things, like playing in the sand. Maybe you like to work with your hands. Maybe you like to sing at the top of your lungs and you never found your voice because someone told you couldn't sing good enough. That's not good enough for me. Get out there and sing. Even if you can't sing well, keep singing from your heart, okay? And dance too. I used to be able to dance really well. I used to do it in competitions and things, and then I had a back surgery. And so I lost some of that agility and balance. And so now it's getting used to that, finding balance within the chaos of, oh, is this gonna, make me trip or fall or, do something silly? And that part of that also is age, okay? Because I'm seeing Saturn here is reminding us that we lose some of this. That's why it is kind of, to me, Saturn is setting into the ocean. We're losing time by not being our true selves, okay? By not connecting to who we truly are. And this opens us up once we connect to who we truly are, and allows us to connect to others in a beautiful, magical way, especially Mother Nature. Mother Nature's gifts begin to unlock and unfold a little more. Some of her mysteries come through whenever we are in our true purpose. And also, this smoke and mirrors was planted by the Council of Light. So there was something you do not need to see. There's something you do not need to focus on. And perhaps that is what is clouding your vision. Okay. So instead of focusing on what you're focusing on right now so hard, focus on your own light and allow divine orchestration and helpers from the subtle realms. Remember, calling on your angels. That came up. Calling on your angels to help you through this time, to help you see through this deep subconscious energy that will allow you to connect to your true self. Okay? And that's the bridge that leads us to the future energies of a crumbling, okay? So old things falling away, taking a leap into the unknown, and finally finding our light. That is absolutely beautiful. Now remember, the mirror season is here. Freddie Mercury is in Gatorade, right? Excuse me. Let me take a sip of some tea. Okay. So, this was talking about those triggers that have been brought on by the Leo full moon, of where we are giving our power away. Okay, and it's beginning to crumble some of the resentments and judgments that we held in our ego mindset, and we're being asked to just take a leap, to go first, and the universe will be with us, will be behind us, right? The universe will catch you. This is amazing. Angels guard your back came through. The angels are guarding your back. You have nothing to fear. Move forward with purpose, okay? Move forward with love. And lastly, how are you dimming your light in order to fit in? What is coming through for this, for me, is that beautiful energy of red rocks in Arizona, of healing. So I believe that is Mount Shasta too is coming through with this eye here. Okay, so Mount Shasta, those energies, you might want to travel to Mount Shasta astrally, or to the red rocks vortex to help you re-energize your energies. And you can also connect to the three sisters or the three goddesses, or even just the divine mother energy. And she was coming through very strongly for all of the individual signs, the Star Mother and Mother Mary energies. So if that resonates with you, definitely check out those videos over on Patreon. But don't dim to fit in. I absolutely love that. And I was just talking about how I felt like I had to dim my light to fit in. And it was because my child mind didn't know when it was appropriate to be myself and when I needed to respect the boundaries of others. Okay, so I was learning how to navigate this 3D world so that I can keep my peers happy and then, keep the peace and sanity. And sometimes that is important, but not to the detriment of dimming your light. So when it starts to get out of balance, you need to check in with yourself and ask, how am I dimming my light in order to fit in? Okay. So for me, when I was launching this YouTube channel, I always felt like there's so many readers out there. I don't want to, be caught trying to do something similar to theirs. Or what if spirit gives us the same answers and it looks like we're copying each other? Those type of energies, because in this community, there are so many people that were needing their voices heard, and they have such beautiful messages that sometimes the ego can get into it. And I'm guilty of that myself. I have been there, done that. But I just finally had to release the idea of trying to fit in and just be myself and let the messages flow. If they look like someone else's, then it's supposed to. If the messages are the same, it's because the collective is needing the same messages, and Spirit is trying to find as many outlets to get that message to as many people as possible. And I am thankful to be a vessel for that process, okay? So it's really interesting when you watch other readers out there. I really highly recommend Consciousness Evolution Journey. She's one of my favorites. Also House of Oshun, if you like some beautiful flavor and voodoo going on with that. I love her so much. And also Awakening to Spirit with Cindy. She's currently in the process of moving, so you'll want to check back in with her as the weekdays go by to check in with her about her move and getting back on schedule, because her readings have been on point for me for months now, and I'm really enjoying listening to different aspects whenever I'm called, because she does kind of readings like I do, where she reads for your sun, moon, and rising, and so you can watch either one. And I've been asking Spirit which one I should listen to, and then going to that video, and every time it is a perfect message. So thank you, Cindy. Shout out to you. And I can link their profiles down below. They're great readers. They're beautiful people, and I'm just very proud to be a part of this community here and being able to create. And that is allowing me, like, that's where I connect, that's where I light up. So for you, you have to find out where you're lighting up. And I want to thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to check out your individual readings over on Patreon for like your sun sign, your moon sign, and your rising sign. And I will talk to y'all a little bit later this month. Thank you so much. Continue to shine, my beautiful embers. Many blessings.